morning, beauties. Welcome back to my channel, A Fit Life Center, where I teach you small coping strategies to help you either begin, maintain, or continue the life that's fit for you. And I know you probably get tired of me telling you, but I tell you because I want to remind you that a life that's fit for you is unique to you, right? And you have to take or be willing to take a little bit of a journey to find out what it is that feels good, that feels right, that supports you, and then have a little courage to do it. Why do I know what I know? Because I'm Sharon. I am a licensed clinical social worker. I've been helping people for years deal with anxiety, depression. I specialized in trauma treatment. And I help people with just life stuff, right? But I also am now committed to helping people with wellness because I realize that people have a hard time being well, accepting that it's okay to feel good and live a life that works for you. So that's me. So, what did I come on here today to talk about? This video is probably going to be short, but I want to talk about two things. I want to do a live, right? I just want to do a live and I want to meet or chat with some of the subscribers. So I'm going to do that. Stay tuned for, I'll probably just send like a little message through YouTube, you know, that thing where you can put your picture up there or something, and then it'll have the date and the time. Because I want to talk in real time about the things that we deal with that prevent us from creating a life that's fit for us. The other thing I want to talk about today is aging, right? It's not a topic that we talk about very often, right? But I think we should talk about it. And I think it's important because I see 20 and 30-year-olds working so hard not to age, right? Doing Botox treatments. And this is before somebody says it and say it's not the black community. Wrong, wrong, wrong. It is the black community doing it, right? Just go on YouTube, right? And randomly type in beauty and black people or something like that. And you're going to see that the black community is doing it as well, right? We already see all kinds of things happening, right? Now, I am not against any kind of cosmetic, whatever. If you don't like it, you want to fix it, fix it. I'm not opposed to it. It's your life, do what you want to do. That's my motto, right? What I'm talking about is the obsession that we have with youth, as if we can stay young forever, right? The only way you stay young forever is if you die at a young age, right? That's the only way to do it. But if grace prevails, you're going to age, right? And sometimes it can be a struggle to accept gracefully that you're aging. Why am I talking about this? Because I started noticing my own struggle with it at some point, right? So you guys know I've been slowly cutting my hair shorter and shorter and shorter. Which, don't get me wrong, I am loving this version. Who knows how long I'll keep it? Because I think hair is fun and I should be able to do what I want to do with it, which is why I do what I want to do with it, right? But I noticed when my hair was away from my face, it caused me to really see my face. And I started looking at my face critically, right? Started noticing little wrinkles around the eyes or smile lines around the mouth or skin not as tight. You know, you ever see people doing this thing? Skin not as tight as it used to be, right? When I was in my 20s and 30s, right? And I had to deal with it. I had to sit with what that meant for me and why I was struggling with it, right? And do I have all the answers to that question? I don't have all the answers to it, right? Because I'm still thinking about it. I'm still working through it. I'm still processing it, right? But I had to really think about, I don't really see, I live in Arizona and it is a widespread state. And sometimes you don't see as many black people as you would hope to see in Arizona, right? And if you start comparing yourself to your counterparts that are your age, you might start to see that they've gotten a breast lift and a facelift and all of these lifts, right? Again, I don't have any problem. Lift whatever you want to lift. But you will start, I started feeling like I was comparing myself to women who maybe weren't aging naturally, right? And it made me start thinking, do I need to do a little something, right? Who's to say? I don't know. Maybe one year I might do a little something. But right now, I don't really feel the need to do anything like that. I like the way I look. But if you don't see good examples of women aging beautifully, it will give you the wrong perception of how aging should feel. I recently watched a video again. You know, I'm always talking about the Exodus Summit, Stephanie Perry, right? Because I think she gives us good examples. I saw her last week. She had two videos, and I'll link them in the bottom. One was women expats over 60, and the other was women over 50 living a bodacious life or something like that. I probably don't have the title right, but I will link it. And the first thing I thought was, oh my God, these women are beautiful in the most natural way possible. And they're beautiful from the inside out because they have dedicated themselves to living a life that's fit for them. They are out here traveling, right? They are eating the fresh fruits if they are living in Mexico or Portugal, right? Clean water, working less or not even at all, child, which is where I'm trying to get to that, right? But I was like, this is the example I want to set for my aging, right? I want people to see me out here living my best life, right? My most fit life for me, right? Moving around, traveling, doing the things that bring me joy. That's what I want to see. I want people to see me do that for the next 20, 30, 40, as long as I can do it, right? As long as I can do it. I want to set that example for my own daughter, right? I want her to see me living well and free and happy and doing the things that bring me joy without guilt, without explanation, because that is my birthright. I deserve to do that, right? And as far as I'm concerned, I extra deserve to do it now. If there is such thing as an extra deserve it, I extra deserve it now because I've raised my children. They are grown, right? You all know I talked about my husband before. We're married, love him. But I deserve to live my life for me as an individual, just like he does, right? We create something, and maybe I'll teach something on this. We are interdependent, right? Not codependent where we can't function without the other one. We are interdependent. We choose to be together. We choose to depend on each other for certain things, but we are well able to function separately. And you know what I love about my husband? One of the things I love the most about him, he loves my independence. He loves that I can hold it down. I can do almost anything, right? That I put my mind to. He loves that about me. He doesn't feel like I am uh, trying to act like a man. If you know, you know. No, no, sir. Reject that whole thing. I love my femininity, and I am not acting like a man because I make my own money, because I can move around the world on my own, because I am free, does not make me masculine. It makes me one badass feminine woman. That's what it makes me. And I own that all day. I've earned the right to that, and so do you. You have earned the right. I don't care what age you are, 20, 30, 40. When I look at my analytics, I have women in here from ages 20 all the way up to, it looks like 65. And I love that for me. I love it for you too, because we get all sorts of views, right? And I want those 20-year-olds to know, come up here because it's good up here. And the older women teach me, come up here because it's good up here, right? This is what we can offer each other when we allow ourselves to age beautifully and freely and embrace it, right? And accept the changes that happen to our mind and our body and our emotional and spiritual self, right? Because I want to become a wise woman. I want to take all of the experiences of that I've acquired over my life and use them in this moment to be wise, to guide myself through the next steps, to allow my elders in my community to guide me through the next steps. I want to be and guide and model for women coming behind me how to live this life well. And well is not perfect. I've made a plethora of mistakes, child, please. But each one of those mistakes taught me something, right? And I've also overcome a whole bunch of stuff, taught me something. And now I know who I am and what I like and how I feel. And I don't have to ask permission for people to do it anymore. I used to. I used to feel like I needed that. I don't need that anymore. So, how do you age beautifully, wisely, graciously? How do you stand in yourself fully? And how do you struggle when you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, wrinkle child, wrinkle? How do you embrace it? I don't know all the answers, but I know to look to my community for positive examples of how to get it done. When I tell you those women on Stephanie Perry's channel, they were glowing. I was like, woo, and no moisturizer doing that. That's good living. Get you some examples of what it looks like to do it well. And let's learn together. That's all I came on here to say. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and more importantly, I hope you live a life that's fit for you. See you later.